In this video, we're going to talk about how important it is to swivel your feet. I'm Miss Megan, and this is
Miss Emily.
All right, so we are just going to spread out a little bit. What does it mean to swivel your feet? So if we did the twist, you know, that dance that you kind of just do to really fun music?
Heck yeah.
That is when your feet are swiveling. You probably notice that your weight can't really be back here on your heels or you fall over backwards. Like we just did.
It's not fun.
Somewhat unintentionally. But you want your weight, if you just stood neutrally, is that a word? It might be a word.
It is now.
All right, so you want to just lean forward a very slight amount to where your heels can kind of bounce off the floor. That is when your weight is in your toes. If you did the same thing backward, that's when your weight is in your heels and you don't have as much movement available to you. The reason that swiveling your feet is important is so that you don't end up with ankle issues, knee issues, and hip issues. Trust me, they suck.
Yeah. Not fun.
They are not fun.
Any issues, not fun.
So if you don't swivel your foot, you can end up torquing your knee, and it just leads to problems on up your body, all right? So if we did an inside turn or in two-step, so we have a slow. For followers, this is a chaîné turn, quick, and a pivot turn, slow. For this, you will end up swiveling your feet. So if we had slow, as you do your chaîné turn, your supporting foot needs to swivel on the ground. Then you take your step, nothing changes here for your pivot, so that foot has to rotate on the ground before you actually move. If it doesn't, all those torquing mechanisms start to happen to your joints.
And this applies to leaders too. So normally in
Probably
two-step,
more so to leaders because they turn less.
They do. So they're not as used to moving the feet across the dance floor. But what Megan was talking about for followers, they do spin a little bit more in two-step, but there are other dance styles that leaders you kind of turn as well. So those are very good keys to remember.
This also applies to just stepping back in certain directions or forward in certain directions. It's way easier if your supporting foot rotates before you go in a direction.
Yes.
But we did have an example for leaders.
So in Tango, and obviously there are other instances as well, in our promenade with the right turn, slow, we do have to pivot our foot across for quick, side quick, and slow. If we have issues or our balance is too far back, it's going to be very, very difficult, one, to stay on balance for you, but to keep your partner on balance as well. So making sure that you are able to step across that track and swivel is very, very important. Basically, anytime we get into promenade, swiveling on that foot is important.
Yes, promenade, the swivel happens all the time.
Yes.
But swiveling your foot is super important for the longevity of your joints, all right? So make sure that you look at it in different areas of your dancing, in different dances. You're going to find that swiveling your foot happens almost all the time.
Plus, it's fun.
And it's fun.
All right, if you found that helpful, it's really going to be helpful for the swivel variation that we did for Jitterbug. You can check that out up here.
And if you haven't been to Social Dance Online, we have tons of tips and tricks that are going to help you out right here. It's like Netflix for dancers.